talking with Kevin Klein from Japers Rink. Kevin, who has joined us on the show last week, and I have some things to discuss with him. Kevin, how are you, sir?
Hey, John, good to talk to you again. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Want to talk to you about something that is up on the site on Japers Rink right now, and something that came up today with Barry Trotz, and the media had asked him about Scott Gomez. And Gomez was said to be on the radar as far as the Capitals were concerned. Now, even though Gomez is playing for Hershey, he's not under contract right now with the Caps, but he's got 22 points in 15 games. I guess my question for you, in evaluating where this team is with Jay Beagle back soon, if not the weekend, it sounds like next week that Jay would return, where would a Scott Gomez potentially fit in on this team, if indeed there is some interest, or as Barry Trotz said today, on their radar?
That's a great question. I think the answer is that he doesn't fit anywhere on the team. He would fit in on the bottom six somewhere, probably on the fourth line. But if you look at that fourth line, the Caps already acquired Mike Richards. That's probably where Jay Beagle's going to slot when he returns. You've just got a ton of centers there already. Michael Latta and Brooks Lycombe can both play center. So it doesn't seem like he is a puzzle piece that fits anywhere into the Caps puzzle, as it were. I think kind of what might have happened here is those 22 points in 15 games is an eye-popping number. He's playing down there with Nathan Walker and Riley Barber, I believe, who are two of the Caps' top prospects. Really cool look, having them play with a former Stanley Cup champion like that. And so the trade deadline's a popular topic right now. And Barry Trotz didn't willingly bring up Scott Gomez. Scott Gomez was mentioned to Barry Trotz. And I think Barry Trotz saying that he was on the radar was his way of acknowledging that Scott has performed really well for the organization on his tryout contract. But I think when you really break it down, you can see that that's not something that is really feasible, and is probably paying a little bit more lip service to the question.
Kevin Klein from Japers Rink. I think that might be an accurate statement, Kevin, in regards to Gomez, and he's certainly getting some looks, from other people perhaps too, but he's free to go anywhere he wants to. Let's talk about Evgeny Kuznetsov. He is the team's leading scorer. It is how he is putting it together that is most impressive. There are a ton of primary assists that Evgeny is getting, and I can't imagine there are too many guys better at moving the puck right now in the NHL, the number 92 for Washington.
Oh, yeah, without question. He leads the NHL in primary assists. And there's one way that I've looked at it that I really think illuminates the level that he is creating plays at. And that's he's notching over 2 primary assists per 60 minutes of ice time. And number 2 on that list is Ryan Spooner in Boston. And he's got just over 1.5 primary assists per 60 minutes of ice time. Now, to put that in perspective, that is a 0.51 difference between the two of them, primary assists per 60 minutes of ice time. That's the same amount of difference between the number 2, Ryan Spooner, and the number 29 primary assist rate scorer in the NHL, who happens to be Sidney Crosby. So Kuznetsov is head and shoulders above the league right now when it comes to primary assists, 5v5, and the power play. Now, that translates to the team level as well. And you and I talked about Alex Ovechkin's even strength scoring last week. So when you take Kuznetsov's playmaking at even strength and you take Alex Ovechkin's goal scoring at even strength, the Capitals have scored more even strength goals than anyone in the league. And last year they were 15th in that category, and the year before that they were 24th, so towards the bottom of the league. So in 2 short years, the kind of resurgence of Alex Ovechkin at even strength and the absolute revelation of Evgeny Kuznetsov have really vaulted the Capitals in arguably the most important area of the game, which is scoring at even strength.
Kevin Klein joining us here from Japers Rink. Great stuff on Kuznetsov here. And moving to the defensive side of things, we had Todd Reardon on earlier in the show and talking about the defensive pairs as the way they stand now. Orpik and Orlov, he more than hinted a little bit that may not be where things stay for the long haul. They are still bringing Brooks back, but it's kind of interesting to see the pairs as they are right now and when we may see some kind of change. Brooks Orpik has played with John Carlson almost exclusively in his career here, and now playing with Dmitry Orlov and kind of getting ramped back up. One would think that if Orpik and Carlson are back together, Nate Schmidt and Dmitry Orlov would follow too. But it is nice to have a lot of options if you're Barry Trotz and Todd Reardon, is it not?
Oh, it absolutely is, and I think that's exactly what they're doing. Is they're exploring their options and getting a few looks taking advantage of where the team is in the standings and what time of year it is, easing Orpik back into the lineup so he's ready to go in the spring. And yeah, Orpik and Orlov is a pretty interesting look. They are complementary players in the sense that Orpik is a stay-at-home defenseman, kind of a clear guys out from the front of the net, whereas Orlov is obviously a really smooth skater with an offensive mindset and a bomb of a shot. And we've been seeing him make some great passing plays lately that have been resulting in goals. The one to Ovechkin the other night against New Jersey stands out in my mind. But last night, there were a few things that indicated to me that wasn't necessarily going to be the case moving forward. When the team was protecting the lead in the final minutes of the game and Arizona was sending out their biggest threats, it was Orpik and Karlsson back together to kind of batten down the hatches. And I think that is pretty indicative of the team's mindset regarding the roles of the defensive pairings moving forward. But it doesn't matter who they put out there. The D has tended to perform well, and the team continues to win. And what a incredible privilege it is to have that kind of flexibility on the blue line.
Kevin, real quick before we let you go, Mike Richards coming up with his first goal as a Capital last night. We've seen him in a lot of face-off situations late in games. Even if he's not taking the draw, he's out there just as an in-case sort of plan B for some draws. How about the progression of Mike Richards over the last few weeks?
Well, I think it's been great, and you only hear good things coming out of the locker room about him. I think the on-ice product has reflected that. It's really great to see him finally tuck one, because he's just had so many close opportunities where the puck just didn't bounce the right way, or one moment stands out in my mind where he made a really great pass from behind the net right onto Tom Wilson's stick. And I can't even remember who the team was playing at the time, but the goaltender just robbed Wilson with a flash of the glove. And Mike Richards has the lowest on-ice shooting percentage on the team, which means that the guys around him have also